Tonight, live from a scary campfire way down south, it's the 60s, starring Witch Doctor Johnny L and the Madman Gree Gumbo Gang.
Hi, thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We got a fantastic show tonight. You'll get to know the judge who didn't like red lipstick. You get to know Ann Cole, Muddy Waters, and a good deal of voodoo. And why is that? I'll tell you why. It's because we're about to tell you the tale of...
Got My Mojo Working.
Oh yes, but it sure doesn't work on you. I'm Dr. Johnny L. Welcome to the 60s. Oh, 1, 2, 3, fall! Yes, it's the 60s. Today featuring rhythm and blues classic Mojo Working. First made famous by Muddy Waters and then covered by virtually every 60s rock and roll band worth knowing anything about.
I just lost my mojo.
No, you didn't. It's right there.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, baby. Really groovy.
Yeah, very groovy. Can somebody remove his mojo again? Please? Oh, thank you, Horst. Now, the song, the artist, and the year should be easy. No, not that easy. For one thing, Muddy Waters did not write Mojo Working. Then who did, you may ask?
Who wrote Mojo Working, Dr. L?
Well, Mojo Working was written by Preston Red Foster, who's been described by music publisher Saul Rabinowitz as one of the shyest human beings I ever met. The song was recorded by Ann Cole in 1956, so some answers this early in the show. But what about Muddy Waters? Well, Ann Cole, the singer of the first recording of Mojo Working, went on tour with Muddy Waters and sang the song with his backing band, although it was unreleased. This in spite of Rabinowitz warning her, and lo and behold, Waters went to Leonard Chess of Chess Records and said he had written a new song. Waters recorded the song and it was released in 1957, the same week as Ann Cole's version. Now you may think that everything will go to hell, that Muddy Waters stole the song and the royalties for it. No. Leonard Chess signed for paying royalties to Rabinowitz, who in turn pays songwriter Foster. According to Rabinowitz, Foster makes $20,000 to $30,000 a year some 60 years after its release. Now that's some Mojo Working. But Mojo, now what is that actually?
A sauce!
Yes, a sauce. But there is another meaning to the word, one much creepier. Luckily, our Louisiana correspondent Little Miss Lonely knows everything about this. Little Miss Lonely, are you there?
I am indeed. Great to be here, I guess.
So where exactly is here?
I'm in St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 in New Orleans, Louisiana, right beside the tomb of Marie Laveau.
Oh, wow. Seen Scooby-Doo around?
What?
Never mind. Now, tell us about Mojo and what Marie Laveau's got to do with it.
Mojo is a word associated with Creole, West Africa, voodoo, Louisiana, swamps, magic, drugs, sex, mysticism, and all that French jazz.
So it is a sauce.
It seems that originally the word was used for physical objects with magic powers like rabbit's feet, four-leaf clovers, and hoodoo ashes, stuff that are mentioned in the Mojo Working lyrics. Later, the meaning of mojo turned into an ability, sex appeal, magic influence over people and such. Forever connected with the voodoo magic and voodoo people like Marie Laveau.
So it's a mystic cool word that mystic cool people want to be associated with?
Exactly. Like Mr. Mojo Rising.
Mr. Mojo who?
It's an anagram for Jim Morrison.
Ah, of course. Well, thank you, Louisiana correspondent Little Miss Lonely.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Does your mojo work, but not on the one you want it to work on?
Mm-hmm.
Are your rabbit feet limp, your four-leaf clover only three-leafed, and your black cat's gray?
Mm-hmm.
No worries, my friend. Come to Little Miss Laveau's Honda and Voodoo shop, and I'll tell you what we're gonna do.
Get your hands on a pair of rabbit crutches, or an artificial extra clover leaf, or Little Miss Laveau's extra special Gree Black Magic Black Cat Black Dye, or Groovy Little Mojo Bike.
Come into Miss Laveau's Honda and Voodoo shop. I know you will, because my mojo works on you.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the legal issues around Mojo Working did not end. In the 70s, songwriter Ruth Stratch Borneo tried to sue both Muddy Waters and Foster, claiming that they both had ripped off her song Mojo Workout. That didn't really work out because the court came to the conclusion that, and I quote, "As a figure of speech, the concept of having or not having one's mojo working is not something in which any one person could assert originality or establish a proprietary right." End quote. So again, relief and money in the pocket for Foster. So far, so good. But hey, what about Anne? Ann Cole, who does those amazing vocals on the record. Her version is by far the best of them all, and there are hundreds and hundreds of versions of it out there, so it says a lot. Well, Ann was born Cynthia Coleman in Newark, New Jersey. She toured with her vocal group, the Coleman-Airs, during the first half of the 50s, before having hits on the R&B charts with Are You Satisfied, In the Chapel, Have Fun, and Don't Stop the Wedding. She was voted Most Promising New Female R&B Vocalist by Cashbox magazine in 1956. She sings with Fats Domino on his record When I See You, and was asked to join the Benny Goodman Band. But let's go back to the song. This is, after all, a show about songs and their place in the 1960s. And I'm telling you, this song has been recorded during the 60s by a bigger number of artists than there are bricks in the yellow brick road. Like Conway Twitty, Zombies, Manfred Mann, The Mojos, no way, Art Blakey, Electric Prunes, Hand Heat, and Paul Butterfield Blues Band, whose guitarist Elvin Bishop claims that if you were in Chicago in 1960, as I was, every blues band in Chicago played that tune. Oh, and there is a version by Bobby Darin when he does a harmonica solo and a xylophone solo. Yes, xylophone. Now, I know a lot of our viewers want to know if there is a version of Mojo Working in Swedish. To find out, I'm going to rise the already mentioned voodoo queen Marie Laveau from the dead and see if she knows. It's ringing.
Y'all rang?
Oh, you don't sound like a Marie.
I've been dead for a century. What you expect?
True that. Now, Ms. Laveau, could you tell me if there are any versions of Mojo Working in Swedish?
It certainly does. By blues troll and later Sweden's most genuine reggae artist Peps Persson. Peps recorded the song in English in 1968 and much later in 1997 in Swedish called Min trollmoj funkar. There might even be a joke version of the song called Husmors gymnastik too, but that's a non-confirmed.
What's Husmors gymnastik?
Well, something like housewife workout.
Right. Well, thank you, Ms. Laveau, for enlightening us on the matter. I hope all you viewers out there are satisfied with the answer to your question. Well, folks, time's up from the 60s.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No, it's not. Hi, I'm Tex Madison from the Madmen Band, and that's not important. What is important is whatever happened to the judge who didn't like the red lipstick. Now,
finally, we get to know something about the judge who didn't like red lipstick.
No, we don't get to know something about the judge who didn't like red lipstick.
We don't get to know anything about the judge who liked the... Okay,
There is a judge who didn't like red lipstick who was involved in the story of Mojo Working.
Yes.
This I know. Here's the thing. I can't actually remember where the judge who doesn't like red lipstick fits in the story. So if any of you out there have this information, please let us know in the comments. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tex. Ladies and gentlemen, our time's really up for today. But I'd like to thank our Louisiana correspondent, Little Miss Lonely, Tex Madison, the Madmen Band, the Zombie of Marie Laveau, of course, our sponsor, Little Miss Laveau's Honda and Voodoo Shop, and our producers, Porter and Thorell Syndrome, Tinstream, and Megapixel. If there is anything else worth knowing about Mojo Working that we haven't covered, or if there's anything else on your 60s mind, tell us in the comments. Listen to the Madmen Band's version of Mojo Working here, and listen to Ann Cole's original right here. Don't forget to subscribe, and remember, you're always welcome back to the 60s. See you soon. 1, 2, 3, 4!